Chestbrah, how are you, man?
I am good, my friend. I am good. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on.
Bro,
Such
it's an absolute honour, man. I've got to say, bro, you've had an incredible journey, and in your life, I think one of the things that I appreciate about you, bro, is how truthful, authentic, and honest you are. And you've inspired millions, bro, worldwide, younger generation especially, on hitting the gym and just really trying to improve their lives. And the question I have for you, bro, is what do you think has been a defining moment or experience that has shaped who you are today?
that's a great question, actually. Fuck, we're straight into the hard hitters. I like that one, man. I like it. I like your style. Look, my friend, there's been a few. I can't just list one. There's been a few moments in my life that have led me to become the man I am today. I've experienced throughout my life lots of hardship through my young teen years and being bullied in high school for my stature and my size to early adulthood to losing obviously my brother, which also shaped me in many ways and projected and propelled me towards a certain direction. I'm not going to say everything was perfect and clean and clear along the way. There were lots of hiccups, there were lots of challenges, but I would say a lot of it was just it was a years of just bullying, which led me to become a bodybuilder, which led me to start training in the gym, which helped me to build my self-confidence. What initially started off as just working for like having a mad aesthetic physique and looking good for the ladies eventually turned into like a lifelong passion and absolute obsession with training and gym and fitness and health. And, that never left, and that was always there from day one. It was clouded throughout my journey with lots of setbacks and heartbreaks and shitty friends and shitty people and unsupportive friends and family and this and that. But in the midst of it all, I remained true to what I loved, and I loved training, I loved fitness, I loved physical activity, I loved movement. It makes me happy. If I'm cooped up, I feel like I can't breathe, I feel like I'm dying. So for me, it was, I've always had that clarity from a young age, and the hiccups along the way just kind of solidified why fitness and health and gym and training is such a rock and such a backbone for me. It's literally kept me away from doing stupid shit. It's been an anchor to propel me to do good things for myself and people, and it's also stopped and cured my depression in many ways. It's physical therapy is mental therapy for me. So it was a vast majority of things, but the main thing that propelled me to become the man I am today is purpose and reason. I knew what I wanted to do at an early young age. I just didn't know how I would go about doing it and convey that message to people, whether I was going to be in this position or not of inspiring the youth and lots of people. So I just ran with it. A lot of it was also a situation of circumstance, but the passion and the core elements of what I love and what I enjoy were always there. And I believe that's the most important takeaway lesson, is that you need to love what you're doing. You need to be passionate. You need to be obsessed. You need to be so obsessed that you become sick from your obsession. Yeah. And those are the people that normally make something of themselves in this world.
100%, bro. Well said, man. I actually got fucking goosebumps just hearing you talk that. Yeah, bro. You are, man. You are, without a doubt, one of the most remarkable individuals online as a fitness influence, but really just making a positive impact, man. And I know you've had a tough road, bro, and I know you've overcome adversity and struggle. And what do you think would be something that you wished you had known earlier in your life?
That's a good question. I wish I had more self-confidence when I was younger in my life, and I wish I had more good people around me when I was younger in my life. I wish I had older mentors that would lead me in the right direction. I was, I guess you could say in many ways, the first of my kind. One of the OG influences in the fitness space. I'm 38 years old now, so I was one of the first in the space with a few people, as you guys know. And I guess I didn't have anyone to look up to per se. The only people that I'd have to look up to, like, the likes of Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler or these like bodybuilders who I couldn't really relate to and didn't see any similarities. There wasn't much information on the internet around bodybuilding, and there wasn't much space in the social media world to look at someone and be like, oh shit, I want to be like this guy, or this guy has the qualities that I want. So a lot of it was trial and error. So if I could go back in time, I would surround myself with more positive people. I would have better quality friends, and I would weed out the shit friends and the toxic friends that were just pulling me behind, because fuck that, man. Life's too short to have shit people around you dragging you from your goals. And I would reach out and have older mentors that would be guiding me along my path. That's what I would have done different.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, well said, man. And it's fascinating just hearing you talk, bro, because you can sort of, I feel that, bro. I feel that from you, that, you are the person you are today because you've had setbacks. And that actually interesting. How have you handled setbacks in your life and failure?
It's a good question. See, for me, I've always used failure as an opportunity to grow. Failure for me never really discouraged me as much. If anything, it made me more hungry to succeed. And because I always had that chip on my shoulder that, I want to prove everyone wrong and I want to fucking achieve this, and I got people to keep upsetting, and I have more things that I want to accomplish in the realm of fitness and the bodybuilding space. It was a constant drive and a motivator, using, people just basically tell me that I couldn't do something or I couldn't be a certain man, and I used that as motivation, so it never really discouraged me. So if I could go back in time and rewind the clock, I would have told all the haters to essentially stop picking on me and stop talking shit, because if they just left me alone, I probably would have withered away into nothingness. So the pressure of the hate online and the big shoes to fill and the high pressure environment of the fitness industry in the world, and it kind of just, it motivated me, and it drove me to keep working hard and keep pushing forward and seeing how far I can obviously build my physique, how far I can build my body, how far I can get in the competitive bodybuilding career, how far I can get into business. And I launched a few online businesses and brands which are doing pretty okay these days, if I do say so myself. And it kept me hungry. So it was nice to be, there's a good analogy for this too. I'm going to put it to you this way. The wolf who's climbing the hill is always hungrier than the wolf who's on top of the hill.
Oh, I haven't heard that before, bro. I like that.
The wolf on top of the hill becomes complacent, chill, relaxed, blasé. But the motherfucking wolf that's climbing the hill, that motherfucker be hungry. Let me tell you, that cunt is hungry. And I'm my whole life, bro. I'm just starting to eat now, and it feels damn good. Let me tell you, it feels damn good. So, with the fruits of my labor, And the thing is, like, I knew it would come. I did. I genuinely did. I knew it would come once I healed through my trauma, once I persevered through my obstacles. I knew deep down that I have a lot to offer this world, and I can be a force for good.
That's fucking brilliant, dude. Amazing. I think also, man, too, like, a lot of people have struggled to find their purpose in life. And I'm sure you know this saying, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. And what would be some advice that you could give to someone that's struggling to find their purpose in life? Because it's difficult for a man. It's very hard. We have to build our value from the ground up. And it's really hard, bro. And I mean, obviously your first point of view would be head to the gym, get fit, because that's not just for your physicality, but for your mental too, bro. But for dudes out there that are really struggling to find what their purpose is in life, what sort of advice would you give them?
Aside of the basic things that you said about gym and stuff, look, even if they're not like avidly into the realm of fitness or training, I would say just get some movement. Whether that's wrestling or BJJ or yoga or acrobatics or gymnast activity, anything, swimming, cycling, running, track and field, anything and everything to bring your body back to movement. I think movement is such an important and integral part of why us humans are here. Naturally we've evolved, we're an evolved species that were hunting fucking animals in the prehistoric days with spears and pulling these fuckers back to the man caves to feed our women and our children. Our bodies were made for movement. Our bodies were made to move. We're not made to live solitary lifestyles where we're just sitting in a chair eating fucking Cheetos on the computer. We're not made for that. That's the short and quickest way to get depressed. We're not made to sit around and play video games all day. So I would recommend movement. I would also recommend to get off the phone. A lot of young kids these days are glued to their phone 24/7, and it's fucking up with their skills of just communicating with people. Most people can't even hold eye contact when I speak to them these days. It's really sad. So I would recommend to everyone to get off the phone first and foremost. Put the phone down. Be present in the moment. The most important thing is just be present, and to obviously not be shy of feeling emotion, like in the now. So if it's a shitty time, embrace that it's a shitty time, but just know there's going to be a better time ahead. And when there's good times, really, really take those in, because they're not going to come around all the time. So I will teach people to be present, and I would also tell people to obviously get off the social media and the technology. And I would also teach people about the value of learning a skill or a trade and just opening their mind to education. I came from a private Catholic college, Morris College, Eastwood, and I was put through the ringer, and it was really intense, and I took my studying and my education really seriously, and that's why you hear me speak. I'm articulate, I'm well spoken. I'm not like these meatheads and bodybuilders that can't even string a sentence together properly, and I think that's super important. Knowledge and a skill in this life. So I would tell them also to commit to a skill. You don't got to be a fitness influencer or an influencer or a YouTuber. I mean, shit, you can just learn how to do a trade. You could be a sparky, you could be an electrician, you could be a carpenter, and just hone that skill and give your life a bit of meaning and purpose. But at the same time, also find the balance. So there's nothing to say you still can't be young and go out and party and enjoy yourself and have fun. You can. But just take it from older blokes like myself and yourself as well, and just know that you want to have balance when you're young, because those years you're never going to get back. So I will tell people to also be precious of their time, because you're only young once. You're only going to be 21 once. You're only going to be 25 once. And shit gets harder as you get older. So just to be really present and very wary with their time, because that's one thing we can't get back.
Yeah, bro. What you just said, man, there's a lot there to unpack. And it's interesting because I'm born in 1986, which I think you're born in 86 too, yeah? Yeah. And you and I would probably remember when American Pie 1 came out. Oh, you remember that movie, bro? American Pie 1?
So this is before. Who doesn't?
Yeah, bro. So this was before social media. This was before mobile phones, and everything was sort of mainstream. And I really like what.
To be alive, my friend.
Yeah, bro. I really like what you just said then, because people they're fucking glued to their phones like this, and people don't really know how to articulate themselves like what you just said, and don't know how to have deep and meaningful conversations. And what a difference it makes in just being present in a conversation and just listening intently to what the person says. Because I've got to be honest, Chesty, I think most people now, bro, have TikTok brain. They can't pay attention.
Yeah.
It's not good, bro.
The attention span is a lot shorter now, and it takes a lot for the mind to flick on and work. We've been in both eras. We've been in the era pre-social media and technology, and then on the rise of social media and technology taking over. So we're kind of like right in the middle. We're right after the baby boomers, but we're also ahead of the Gen Z. Well, what do you call the millennials? Are we? Is that what we are? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
we are. We probably lived the best existence out of anyone, because Gen Z won't ever know what it was like before social media and mobile phones.
They have no clue, bro.
The baby boomers won't know what it's like to enjoy, social media and technology to the extent that we can understand it and learn it, because we're still young. So we're in the perfect position where we've seen both worlds, my friend, and it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. It's like living.
It is. What's crazy? What's really crazy too, Chesty, is with this social media and being able to connect with so many different people all over the world, and yet there's a fucking loneliness epidemic. People are lonelier than ever. And I think social media is great because you can connect with relatives from overseas. You can reach a broader spectrum of people. You can start, utilizing it for business and things like that. But it's also made people really lonely, bro. What do you think about social media and mainstream and what it's doing to this younger generation, do you think it's more net positive or more net negative?
It's a good question. It depends what angle you want to take it. Look,
Yeah.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Think there's one
Half and half, bro.
I think it's mad that we can connect with people all over the world, like-minded people, and share similarities and hobbies. I wouldn't be able to connect with you, or half the people I've connected with without this kind of technology in place. So I think the good is really, really good, but then the bad is it can be bad if you let it consume you. So gone are the days where you just give your mate a call and jump on your bicycle or get in your car to go to his house. You pop in on Instagram and you see what they're doing, and you kind of already made your preconceived opinion. Oh, this guy's already out. He seems busy on his Instagram stories. I'm not going to bother. So it takes away that human interaction of like calling the person, having a conversation with them. Like, how often can you say you've seen your younger mates just on the phone to their boys or, girls, boys, whatever, just having half an hour long convos? It just doesn't happen anymore, But it's just very rare. But I still keep in touch with a lot of mates, mostly my age, like 33 plus, and we're always on the phone just chatting half an hour a day. It's just how we grew up,
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't think they're like that. I think that it's when everything's so readily accessible online and everyone's there and you see everyone online, it feels like you're kind of with them, even though you're not. So it makes you feel alone. But in your mind, you're feeling satisfied because you feel like you're around everyone, everyone's there with you. But it's a digital world. It's not the real fucking world. Like, you're in fucking world. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you've got to remain grounded, and that's why I keep telling people not to be on social media and on the internet too much. And I tell myself that too. Like, I try to, when I'm always out, I fucking put my phone away. I always go overseas a lot. Sometimes, like, I was in Bali not long ago, I literally would just put my phone and I'd leave it in my hotel and I'd just go enjoy the whole day on my motorbike in fucking Bali, just having a mad time without the phone. And let me tell you, some of the best fucking days and memories of my life. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Just bar hopping, restaurant hopping, going to the gym, then going to the beach and the tank, getting a fucking fresh coconut, watching the sunset, having dinner with my lady, all that shit without the fucking phones and recording every fucking moment. Because this is a camera roll right here. Your fucking brain, your eyes, you'll remember everything. But if you're there and you're just holding your phone, you're missing the moment. You're missing the moment. Everyone's missing the moment, and then the connection gets lost, and then you're sitting at home jerking off in your grandma's basement just being fucking depressed. Like, it's not worth it, bro. So I try to talk to people about balance.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome, or have you ever had self-doubt? And if so, how did you grapple with that?
Imposter syndrome. I know it's on the back of my mind. Can you tell me the definition of imposter syndrome?
So it'd be like if you're perceived in a way that you think who you are, but then you felt unworthy. So I kind of use this analogy because I'm heavily into martial arts. Once I got my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, which takes an awfully long fucking time to get, like it takes up to 10 to 15 years to get a Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I mean, I've got black belts in other styles. That took a long time, but not nearly as much when I got my Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And there was a time when I'm thinking, fuck, I don't even know if I feel worthy of the black belt, because it has such a huge, profound impact on your mentality. But can you think of an example on you felt like, yeah, I don't feel worthy of this. I had self-doubt in myself.
My whole life. My whole fucking life. But let me tell you, my friend, that is a good thing to have. Because you're like that, you're always going to be achieving more and more and more and more, because you're never fucking satisfied. And because you're never satisfied, you're always going to be chasing the next best thing. It's the same with me. I won my pro card in the WBFF. On the lead up to that, it was amazing. It was a journey. Now that I've got it, I'm like, whatever, big deal, pro card. Now I'm going for the pro card in the IFBB. Whether or not I achieve that doesn't change the fact that if I get it, I'll be happy temporarily. Then I'll go back to feeling like, oh shit, what's next? Or I'm not satisfied, or I'm not happy enough, or I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. And then also in the situation I've been put in, like, people see me as like a beacon of hope, an inspiration, an idol, yada, yada, yada. And, in many ways I do see myself as that, but at the same time, I still feel like the same young kid that joined the gym just for the same reasons as everyone else. And I'm just like, what do these motherfuckers see? Like, I get it, like, whatever, aside from the charisma and the coolness, like, I like, what do they fucking see? Like, why are they calling me fucking, like, God and fucking sick cunt and aesthetic idol and this and that, and just like I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm jacked, but there's so many other cunts that are jacked. Go fucking follow this guy. Go follow that guy. And then it makes me realize it's not just the physicality. It's more so having a touch and a spark on people's hearts and minds and imprinting onto them. And I think I've had a natural knack for that. And it's helped me. And being polarizing is also something that's helped me to kind of see my value. So I'm like, okay, so these people must fuck with me because there's something special about me that a lot of people don't have or don't possess. And I'm like, I just have to accept that, whether I like it or not, whether I believe it or not, and I just have to roll with it. But I am just like you, my friend. Once one benchmark is cleared, the next one comes along, I'll clear that. But I'm never happy. Even now, like, I'm seen as like this fucking worldwide famous fitness influencer or whatever. Bro, I feel like I haven't done shit. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm only just starting. That's the weird part. Like, I feel
It's weird, hey? Yeah.
And I think I'll always be like that. But it's not bad. It means that's why we're successful. That's why we do well. Because we never fuck.
Dude, well said, bro. Well said. Again, man, I've been getting goosebumps probably the last 20 minutes now just listening to you, bro. And yeah, dude, no, I feel like after this conversation, I feel like fucking going to hit a leg session. I feel motivated, pumped up.
That. I'm actually on the way to hit a fucking filthy back session right after this podcast.
Yes, bro. Fuck yeah.
Me inspiring and influencing you through this podcast and seeing the reactions on your face is making me feel good. And then I take that fucking wholesomeness and that good feeling, and then I'm like, I'll sign off on the podcast, and I'm like, man, shit, I feel great. I feel good. I'm going to go train.
Yeah.
So it's a positive feedback loop. Like, you know, the energy is contagious, bro. Good
fucking oath it is.
Contagious. And this is why I'll bring it back to what I said before. It's not good to be around shit people or negative people or pessimistic people or toxic people because they drain your energy, bro. They're energy vampires. You want to be around positive, good flowing energy, you know, and it's going to elevate your fucking success, bro.
Oh, 100%, man. Definitely. It's fascinating because there'll be times, bro, when I think 80% of the time I never feel like working out, but I always do. And I might even fire up some Andrew Tate clips, or I might even fire up some of your content, and I'll be like, fuck yeah. Like, Chesty's just getting me motivated, just go straight to the gym, man, have an awesome leg session.
Just say, my friend, I must say, like, I'm very grateful to hear that, and it makes me feel so good because normally a lot of my audience and followers are younger than me, so to hear it from people of my age, and sometimes I'll even get people older than me saying, bro, you're a fucking G, keep doing what you're doing, it's fucking mad. Like, we love watching your stories and just you getting amped up. A gym amps us up, seeing your passion. It makes me feel good, bro. It makes me feel like my purpose on this earth is being fulfilled and that I'm inspiring just like-minded people around me of all ages. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Like, it means more than you'll ever know, like, honestly.
Nah, bro. Nah, really, man. You are a remarkable person, and it's kind of like Bruce Lee. So if you think of Bruce Lee, right, he's been gone for however long, but what a legacy and what an impact he made on the world. And it's interesting, like, you're doing that yourself. You're inspiring millions of people worldwide just with the way you carry yourself and the way you portray yourself and the content that you're creating. And I really, really do think we need more of that on social media because I think people do use social media to promote business, but sometimes there can be a deleterious side of it. And I think it's important, if you're an influencer, is to really give back and add value. And that's what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, and it's just something that comes natural to me. You know, like, I'm a people pleaser. It's natural to my zodiac sign. I'm a Capricorn. We're natural born leaders and people pleasers, and we like to please people at the expense of our own happiness sometimes. You know what I mean? So I will put my own happiness sometimes. I'll be out in a public setting and I can be drained or exhausted, and, you know, people might come up, ask for photos, have conversations, and, you know, it drains me a lot. Like, by nature, I'm an introvert extrovert, which means I like to spend a lot of time to myself. So it drains me, but you know, I'm a very nice guy. I'm not rude to anyone. So when people come up to me, especially young kids, it kind of like hits a soft spot in my heart, and I'm always saying hi to everyone, always having a conversation, always shaking people's hands, always maintaining eye contact and giving someone a smile or a positive comment. And a lot of influencers or famous people aren't really like that. And I think that's a
Yeah.
lot of where my appeal comes from. That people that have met me that just say like, I'm a lot different to what they thought I would be on social media. You know, on social media, I portray like the Chestbrah persona, but in person, I'm Said Sergeyevich. And I think Said's cooler than Chestbrah. I think Chesty's a sitcom, but I think Said's like a really wholesome, cool, fun guy that anyone would love to have friends. So I like to just show people that, hey, like I'm a human too. I'm a nice guy just like you. I have been through my shit just like you. And, you know, I think it makes me relatable. And I think that's like the new era of social media is authenticity and relatability. That's what's like trending at the moment. That's like what's hot. Like that's what's
Yeah.
like famous and getting the views. It's not these perfectly propagated and planned photos and videos standing next to Lambos having a fucking just hard flex in a suit. That shit was like 2015 flex off era. Shit has changed now. People want real. People want genuine. People are speaking more like doing these podcasts and selfie cameras just recording themselves. And that's what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, bro. You are who you are because of your past experiences. And what do you think has been some of the biggest setbacks or failures in your life, and what have you learnt from that?
it's a good question. I mean, only one thing springs to mind. The biggest setback was obviously losing my brother, and that set me back at least a decade, to be honest. It wasn't until I was around 32, 31, 32 that I genuinely can go about my day with a smile. And people could feel that in my videos. If people have watched me over time, they could see the depression and the darkness in my eyes from like the ages of 25 to about 30, 31. But, you know, they say time heals all wounds, or most of them. The scar's always going to be there. The scar will never fade, my friend. The scar will always be visible, but you know, in time, scars always fade to being fully healed, and I think that's what's happened with me over time. I just learned to accept my reality and stop feeling so sorry for myself and what's happened, and just to move forward and to live my life. Because for so long, I was living my life for him, and then I hit somewhere around early 30s, 30, 31, and I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to be a competitive bodybuilder. I've always wanted to launch this business. I've always wanted to try this or do this. I've wanted to do things for myself, and I think it was just a natural progression of letting go and, you know, overcoming the trauma that allowed me to do so. So that was the biggest hurdle in my life that I had to overcome. If that never happened, I would have been way ahead of the game 10 years ago. But, you know, who can blame me, man? I was in a dark place. I'm just happy to be here today, talking the tale, and have come to this place, you know, of peace and tranquility and wisdom and knowledge. So I'm just grateful for that, bro. Because a lot
And
of
you know what?
shit would have fucking crumbled.
100%, bro. And you know what too, Chesty? It's interesting because you never know the impact on what you can have in someone's life.
That is the fucking truth. I still don't get it, but I've really impacted people in a really, really crazy way, you know? In many ways like Az. In some ways, perhaps more. And that blows my mind. Like, it really does, because I'm just a man who's going about my shit, just doing my thing. Like, honestly, I literally am, and I never looked at it like that. But when I see people in real life and they're like, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, don't stop, keep going. You're inspiring more people than you'll ever know. I've heard that one before. You're inspiring more people than you'll ever know. And then I really think about some of these statements, and I'm like, shit. Am I? Well, fuck. And then, like, it strikes a chord. So I think just being myself and people seeing adversity and overcoming adversity is inspirational in itself. So it's like a catch-22. Without that adversity, would I have become the man I am today? Would I have propelled so far in my life, with my physique, with my career, with my mental capacity? Probably not. I was a really shy kid before everything happened. I was really introverted. I was really awkward. I may have still been that same guy for the rest of my life, to be honest, but that hardship pulled me out of my dark place, and it forced me to grow and adapt. It forced me. I had no choice.
Yeah, bro. And some of the greatest lessons we learn in life come through failure and setbacks. You know, we do, bro. We learn far far, far more of what goes wrong in our lives than what goes right.
Yep.
And I lost my dad back in 2020, and that really fucked me up. And it's interesting just listening to you talk and how you've overcome trauma and overcome struggle and adversity. It's made you into the remarkable person you are today, bro, and inspiring millions of people worldwide. So, yeah, dude, I think you just nailed it. You hit every area of your life. You worked on you, and the byproduct is that you're able to give back to the community, but then also reach a broader spectrum of people and just inspire people to become a better version of themselves. What do you think has been some of the biggest changes you've seen in the fitness industry, bro?
Just I guess in a bodybuilding perspective, the move from open bodybuildings to like classic physique and men's physique becoming more popular and bigger divisions, especially the classic physique. That's been a big change over the years in the fitness industry. And it's also made bodybuilding more open for larger audiences to enjoy and more achievable in many ways because, you know, how many of us can look like opens bodybuilders? Not many, but plenty of us can achieve to look and have a body of a men's physique competitor and perhaps, if we're really lucky, a classic physique competitor. Perhaps on the smaller side, because some of the guys are now fucking enormous. But in saying that, it's opened the doors, bodybuilding, for a different audience of people than it was, say, 20 years ago. And you would know this, you're my age, you're from my era. Back then, bodybuilding was literally just like massive guys in Gold's Gym stringers and footy shorts. And that's all that bodybuilders were seen as. Anything smaller than that was never a bodybuilder. So the industry's changed in that sense. On the social media scale, it's changed in the sense that people want more authenticity and relatability. They want someone who's more real and more human, and that's also shifted as well. So people don't want these perfectly propagated photos and videos on social media that they can't attain. And the funny thing is, I sometimes find the content for me that does the best is my most heartfelt, genuine content, or just like a selfie photo, or a photo with my partner somewhere, or like a photo that's not, you know, highly planned. So if I do like a photo shoot pic now, if I do a photo shoot with a professional photographer and it's a mad photo and they adjust all the colors and make it look all mad, if I post that now, engagement is horrible. But if I post a real event like me at a competition or a selfie of me in the bathroom looking flat and not in the best shape, being vulnerable, that will go 10 times more viral than a perfect photo shoot photo.
Yeah.
So times have changed. People don't want perfection. People want flaws, relatability. They want character. So that's where it's changed, I'd say, on the social media scale. And in the real life scale, I guess just the industry becoming more open to all sorts of people and being more, just more of an open mind for the masses to get into bodybuilding, which is awesome to see. It's making our sport bigger, you know, so all good things.
Yeah, dude, 100%. There's different categories too, and people obviously don't have to just compete in bodybuilding. You've got men's physique and fitness and things like that. You got your WBFF Pro card ages ago, and you've stepped up on stage a few times. What's the experience like, center stage? You know, because I think you competed in Las Vegas. Was that right?
Yes, Las Vegas last year, August. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. The lead up, the prep, the dieting, the challenge. You would know, like you're prepping up for a contest or a competition in jiu-jitsu and bodybuilding. It's not much different. You eat certain food, you have to make weight or cut weight or increase weight, and then you learn your skill, you hone it, and then you go in. And obviously, me, instead of fighting someone, I'm up on stage displaying the musculature and it's all its beauty. And you're getting judged for your muscles and your posing and your charisma and your stage presence. It's cool, man. It's a great feeling and it's super rewarding, super motivating. But, as quick as it comes, the moment is gone just like that. And you're left wondering, fuck, what next? So it's
what next? Yeah.
So I've literally taken a year off since my last comp out of my pro show in Las Vegas, taken a year off to bulk, put on more size, reassess the situation, and come back and make my debut in IFBB.
Yeah.
So I've done what I needed to do at WBFF. I got my pro card there.
Yeah.
On to bigger and better things, and I think I'm big enough now to play with the big boys in IFBB. So I want to give it a good crack, and I want to see how far I can take it. I'm 38. I still see myself competing for another 3-4 years.
Bro, you've got plenty of time in you.
Yeah, I'm at the peak of my life, dude. So I want to give it a good 3-4 years to see if I can nab the pro card in men's physique and IFBB, and I'll be very happy, bro. Two pro cards, 2 federations. I think I'll be content, but I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Hey, knowing the kind of person I am, after that I'll be like, oh, maybe I should go try a pro qualifier and get into Olympia. But who knows, man? Who knows what
But this is why you're so successful, bro. It's because there's always new mountains to climb. You're continually looking for growth and that pursuit of perfection and excellence. And your upcoming comp, bro. So this is when is it? How far off are you?
Look, I was going to compete this year, Season C, IFBB Men's Physique, and that was in September. I'm still undecided if I'm going to do that one or if I'm going to do Season A, 2025, in March, April. So it really depends on how much more size I can put on. I'm currently around 94 kilos on my bulk, and if I can get to at least, let's say, like, if I can get myself to 100 and still be lean, as like, I'm still pretty lean. I'm not holding too much fat on my face, not holding too much water. If I can still get to like 102 is my goal, and maintain my leanness, and my abs are still visible, my water 94 kilos. If I can get to 102 in the next 2 months, I will be doing Season C end of the year, and I'll start cutting back down for stage weight.
Yeah.
If not, I will enjoy my bulk all the way up until fucking February next year, and then I'll try to get to 105, 110.
Yeah.
And then I'll cut back and then come and bring a bigger package. So it's really dependent on how good I do my off-season bulk.
And how has the training and nutrition been, bro? What are you working on at the moment? Are you trying to sort of build more of your legs? Are you trying to sort of build more of the shoulders? Because I've done one bodybuilding comp, and I know if you can build the shoulders, it gives the illusion that you have that really narrow waist. But then with your type of contest, the legs might be something that you might be prioritizing. What are you doing at the moment?
Yep. So I was thinking of doing classic physique at first, but upon having a closer look and really stepping outside of my physique and being honest with myself, I think I may be suited more for men's physique. Like, my legs are great, don't get me wrong, but they're not my strongest point.
They're looking good, bro. They're looking good.
Thank you. See what I mean? I'm not even happy with my legs. You see what I'm saying? Like,
we are our own worst critic, bro. We really are.
Yeah. I hear you, but I don't. It's going in one ear and out the other ear. But I know for a fact my upper body is elite. I know that. I know my upper body. My waist is 30 inches. I've got big round cap delts, a huge chest, tiny waist, symmetrical abs, good shoulders, and a nice thick back with good structure. So I know in men's physique I can do more damage than classic physique. So even in saying that, I still prioritize my leg training because I love training legs. I love, just training legs hard and pushing my body to the limits. And, if you have big legs, it's more test and growth hormone released in the body, so the upper body is going to grow as a result of training legs. Even though I might not need to do legs now for men's physique, but I still love to train legs hard. So I'm still prioritizing legs, and I'm prioritizing back and shoulders as well. But I'm taking it easy on arms, and I'm taking it easy on chest, as they're like my strongest points.
Your strong part, yeah.
I barely even train chest. Contrary to popular belief, I might train chest like once every 2 weeks and just cable work and stuff because it's already
Well, your chest is flawless, bro. Your chest is fucking flawless, man. You've done everything you can. So what has been some memorable workouts that you've done? I mean, we can always remember a workout where we were absolutely fucked. I've had my fair share of workouts, especially leg sessions. I've struggled to get up off the toilet seat. Do you normally train by yourself, or do you like to train with people?
I normally train on my own, by myself, as I find, and without sounding too cocky, I find not many people can keep up with my level of training and high volume sets of training. So I just don't bother training with anyone because no one can really stay on my level. Even a lot of guys bigger than me, I've got a lot of big boys, big boys, and even they can't keep up with my high volume. They might be stronger than me, but they don't do the quality reps that I do, the slow form, the tempo control, the high volume. Like, you got to be a certain level of fucking crazy to train the way I do.
Time under tension. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, I genuinely like bodybuild, you know what I mean? I'm there to grow muscle, not to ego lift. Some of my best sessions, though, have been with my coach, my PT for legs, Jimmy Sadek. You may or might not know him. PT out of Riley's gym in Seven Hills, Sydney. And I meet up with him once a week, and we work on my legs, and he really pushes me, bro. I'm telling you.
Blitzes them.
He really fucks me. Like, almost every set is to failure or one rep before failure. And it's just fucking brutal, man. Like, every time I finish a leg session with him,
What's he been doing for your legs, bro?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's a great question. I'd love to tell you. So, an example. Last week, he got me to do, and it's funny, man, like, you don't need to be doing barbell squats to grow legs and shit like that. That shit just fucking taxes your CNS, more chance of injury, and it's more a powerlifting movement. You're not going to do that. If you want to do squats, do a basic squat movement like a hack squat or a pendulum squat. You're going to get way better muscle activity in the quads than a full body workout and just fry yourself for the whole week. So we would do something like, for example, we might start with a leg extension for a pre-exhaust. We might do 2 sets. First set would like do a third of the stack of the weights on the machine, and we might do about 40 reps. Just 40 reps, full range of motion.
Fuck, that's a lot of volume, bro.
Oh, bro, this is just for the first set. Then I'll give myself a 30-second rest, 30 seconds to a minute, jump back in for another 30, 40 reps, and then at this point, the legs are full of blood, full of blood, they're pumped. And then we'll go into our first working set after doing 2 pre-exhaust sets like that, and we'll be doing about half the stack or 3/4 of the leg extension, and we'll go for 15 slow reps, sometimes with a 1 second squeeze at the top. And if I don't finish the reps and I stop either halfway or towards the end, which I never do, mind you, I'm always finishing everything he says, Jimmy will add more reps onto it because he wants to keep that muscle tension there. So as soon as you let go, when you feel that lactic acid building in your legs, that's when you're fucking like pushing yourself, and you got to get out of that zone to grow your fucking legs, or any muscle for that matter, because muscle is stubborn, you know, like as you grow it, bro, you have to kill yourself. It has to be painful, it has to be fucked. So he'll push me to the level where like I would not be able to push on my own, because it becomes more of a mental thing than a physical endeavor, right? And I will then move to my third working set, almost full stack, about 10 reps, and then the next set after that would be like close to the full stack, if not the full stack, 10 reps. Then after that, we'll come off, and then we'll move into the leg press. And then we'll start with 4 plates of side leg press, legs close together, heels off the platform, and we'll come down for a count of 1, 2, then explode. 1, 2, then explode. And we'll do that for about 15 reps. Then he'll put my feet in a wide position, and then we'll do another 15 reps on the leg press with 4 plates aside. We have a 2-minute rest, 1 or 2 minute rest, pull my legs back up, he'll chuck another plate on. We're on 5 plates aside now. 15 reps, close leg press, heels off, and then 15 reps, legs up towards the edges, and then 15 reps like that. And then he'll try push it, and then we'll do 6 plates aside, and then he might get me to do like 10 reps. So as you can tell, we've already done probably like 500 reps.
That's a shit ton of volume, bro. Fuck, that's crazy.
I think his mentality is, look, if you can't lift heavy, we're going to fuck you with high volume, and that's how we're going to force your legs to grow. And
have you ever... Yeah.
I still could keep going. I'll send it to you workout after this, but to sum it up quickly, then we'll go into, and I won't tell you the sets because just so much. We'll go into quads. We'll be doing like lunges, walking lunges down the gym. We'll do that for about 2-3 sets, and then after that, we'll finish up with like another leg press or a hack squat movement.
Yeah. Have you ever done like 2-a-day training where you hit the same body part twice in a day? Have you ever done any type of training like that?
No, I can't say I've done twice a day, no.
Oh, bro. I did this workshop with Ben Pekulski. He's a competitive bodybuilder, you might know. And to tell you the truth, man, it was one of the hardest fucking leg sessions.
Sorry.
So a 2-a-day leg session, bro. So I did a workshop with Ben Pekulski. He's a famous bodybuilder, and what we did, bro, is we hit legs twice in one day. So we smashed legs in the morning. We did German volume training, but low reps for 10 sets of 5. And then in the afternoon, we did what's called giant sets. So to tell you the truth, man, I have never been that fucking sore in my life. Legs are one of those body parts that always makes me nauseous. How does legs feel for you, bro? Do you walk out of there feeling fucking sick?
Yeah, I mean, after I finish a leg session, I will stay in the gym for another 30 minutes just sitting down and gathering my breath and just kind of like thinking to myself, what the fuck did I just go through? So before I even exit the gym, I'm sitting on the ground sometimes for 10 minutes after my session, and then I'll go sit in a chair and I'll just wait till my heart rate is back to normal, and I'll wait till that feeling of nausea goes away, and then after that I'll leave the gym. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't get nauseous when you're doing legs, then you're not really pushing yourself to your maximum potential.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's necessary to elicit growth.
So there's a dating crisis happening right now, and you were on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and you said on there that Australia was about 5 years behind the US.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think is going to happen within the way men and women interact and date in the future? Because I've got to be honest, Chesty, guys are really struggling, bro. There are a lot of guys out there that are having a really difficult time. What do you think is going to happen?
I think there's going to be a pullback, and I think eventually it'll correct itself.
Yes.
Because it's at the point now where guys are starting to wake up and realize that, hey, this is bullshit. Like, they say women are the prize, but it's quite the opposite. Men are the prize. We're the ones who build ourselves up. We're the ones who, become high-value men. We're the ones who do all the work. And last time I checked, women are the ones marrying men for security, financial stability, and all that kind of stuff, not men. We don't marry women for money. We can go and meet a girl at fucking McDonald's. And
That's so true, bro. That's so true.
People would never marry or fall in love with a McDonald's worker or Woolworths cashier. Like, it just wouldn't work like that, It goes against their nature. So men build themselves up, and we get in a position where we have money, we have our fitness and our health, we have status, we have power, and then we have we have a higher dating pool. And I've heard somewhere, don't quote me exactly, but there's statistics that show majority of women are aiming to try to get the top 20% of men, and the top 20% of men, like people like you and I who are successful, run our own businesses, yada, 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 money, status, all that kind of stuff. But the average Joe is fucking struggling out there.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking, bro.
I wouldn't know what it feels like because I've never been in that position for two reasons. One, I've become a high-value male over time. I'm working myself. And two, when I was younger, 17, 18, 19, 20, before feminism was a thing like it is today, and before it became so powerful, women would go up to guys and just have conversations with them. Time was so different. When I was 18 years old, girls would go up to guys, girls would come up and talk to me, I'd go up and talk to girls, vice versa. People were just talking, communicating. You didn't need to have money to go on a date. You didn't need to have status for a girl to like you. I have clear memories of being 20 years old and just, picking up surfer or emo girls and just connecting with them on the basis that, we're both young and we both enjoy each other's company. And there was no pressure to have money or have a job or have a business or be successful or have status or have fame or have anything. None of that was even important. Girls were just dating any kind of guys back then.
Yeah.
And that's why I never had a problem or never felt what these guys are feeling now. But I hear from a lot of the younger guys that it's really hard to date quality girls now. A lot of them have high mileage, high problems. So, why would you want to pick up, as a man, why would you want to pick up a girl that's been ran through by 20 guys and that, offers nothing, doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to clean? Yeah, whatever. I might be labeled a misogynist for this clip, but it's just the fact of the matter, the truth. Our grandparents had to work less harder to get more quality, better women than we do now. We have to work 10 times as hard to get shitter women.
You talking about hoflation?
Hoflation, my friend. It's a thing. And it's facts. You know, most women waited until they were married about 70, 80 years ago before getting to them. Now, like, an 18-year-old's body count is already up to like 8 or 9 guys. You know,
Yeah.
you'd be lucky to find a girl five men or under, and that's considered like you're lucky these days. You know,
Yeah. And what's really sorry, you go, bro.
most girls by the time they're 25 already like clocked up a body count of like 15 plus guys, and most of them
Yeah.
lie about their body count anyway. So you can't trust anything they say.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting too, Chesty?
There's nothing left for men to look forward to. So this is why men aren't getting in relationships and they're just going around fucking. Everyone's just fucking. But for someone to like a woman and want to be their husband and have kids with that woman, especially when they have money and status and a whole lot of things going for them, they're not going to. Which is why a lot of men now in powers of, like when they're in a power position, they're a high value male. That's why a lot of people sleep around, but they're given the chance to do so because they've built themselves up that much, so they're allowed to sleep with whatever woman they want. If not, they'll find a girl who will easily accept that for the kind of life that they're going to provide for, said woman. So it's just the market's just fucked, bro. I feel sorry for young people these days. I really do.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because I think women have a superpower. And what I mean by that, I heard this quote. It goes, "Not 1,000 women surpass a woman who has supported you in your worst moments." And I think a lot of women don't understand the struggle of the average man. And if you look at an example, right, if you look at Conor McGregor, 2-time UFC champion, if you look at his wife, Dee Devlin, and where he is today, she was with him from the ground up. She was with him through thick and thin, through when he was struggling to make it ends meet. She supported him in the worst times. And I think if a woman understands potential in a man and helps him and gives him that extra support, they really do, bro. They have that superpower for you to be that 1% better. And what do you think, bro? Do you think a lot of women understand the struggles that men are facing right now?
Only the smart ones.
Yeah.
Which aren't many. The ones that are educated, that have gone to school, that have gone to university, that are in the workforce and that aren't doing OnlyFans and prostituting themselves online to show their fucking $2 used up vagina, yeah, they do understand the value of a high value male and hardworking men. All these other dots out there, they don't understand nothing. They're living in fairy tale land. They really, really are. And because they have more privilege now more than ever, and everything's so much easy for them, and there's so many simps out there, they have this they have this falseception of reality and this delusional sense of reality. But unfortunately, clock is always ticking, and once they get past a certain age, they'll find out real damn quick that they're easily replaceable by younger, prettier women, and guys aren't going to cop their bullshit no more. So a lot of it is also they're in the prime of their life and they're milking it for as much as they can because they'll have a whole bunch of rich guys, famous guys, rappers, footy players. I've seen it myself. I used to know girls who would get DMs from fucking Chris Brown and all these famous people. And I knew a chick that fucking hooked up with Chris Brown when he came to Melbourne, like 15
fucking
years
hell.
ago. And no, this girl wasn't anything special. Nothing special. And this was fucking Chris Brown. So if that's going on, why the fuck would these girls want to get with an average man for love that doesn't have money? Why would they?
Bro.
Dating world, bro. It's ruined it.
I heard an alarming stat. So Morgan Stanley predicted that it's estimated 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless by 2030. And I had a dating and relationships coach on my podcast a while back, and we were talking about the current birth drop. Men and women aren't having as much kids. And Elon Musk has also extensively talked about this. He said the greatest threat to humanity, it's not a fucking asteroid or a natural disaster. It's this population collapse. And I think Korea has the lowest birth rate in the world. And if you think about this right, bro, if men and women aren't having as much kids, who the fuck is going to look after the people in the aged care homes? And it really tells you something when adult diapers oversell baby diapers. So there's this interesting dilemma that's happening right now. But how can we get guys to come together with women? What would you recommend?
Look, man, that's a really good question. And I don't think I can give a really solid answer for that. But I would, in my circumstance, I would just try to make women realize that we're on the same team. So men shouldn't be battling with women on these issues, and women shouldn't be battling with men. It's more of an issue that there's a war, and there's a war going on masculinity, and there's a war going on breaking up households so that both sexes are at work earning money for the taxpayer to fill their greedy pockets. And with inflation going on, it's impossible now to survive on just one income. So both the man and the woman need to work, and even when they're making good money, they still struggle. Let me tell you, they still struggle, and it's just come to a point where men and women are forced to work, whereas 50 years ago they could survive on one income with the man just working, and then these were more the traditional roles. So women are stepping outside of these traditional roles and getting into the workforce. But I would also, I guess, educate men and women on, what's been going on for as far back as mankind can remember. The old system worked. The old system worked. Traditional values worked. Traditional men, traditional women. That shit worked. You know what I mean? And now it's only in the last 20, 25 years that things have changed, and it's obviously things are turning to shit. Dating world is turning to shit. Divorce rates are through the roof, and things aren't working in this new way of trying a new approach to dating and love.
Yeah.
So we need to take it back to basics, because that shit was worked. Men are men, women are women. We are different, and that's the beauty of our differences. Is that when we come together, we create an amazing unity of man and woman. So women aren't supposed to be like men, and men aren't supposed to be like women. So this gender roles and reversals and what's going on and correction, feminism coming in to try to correct all the shit that, maybe there was more pressure and persecution towards women in the past, but it don't got to be like now on the men of today. They ain't got to cop that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's happened, and I feel like we should just get to a place where it's kind of we're living harmoniously. Because right now, feminism is through the roof, but there's going to be a moment soon. So I would just tell them to educate themselves and just understand their roles and really think about moving into traditional roles with a new age approach.
Yeah. No, well said, Chesty. You and I, we've experienced heartbreak, and I've had my fair share of heartbreaks and relationship struggles, and it fucking sucks, man. It really does. And I sort of understand and learnt from it, and I know you have too. But what would be some advice that could give to someone that's going through a difficult breakup, going through heartbreak right now? What should that person be doing?
They should go fuck their girlfriend's best friend. No, I'm kidding. What they really should do is, firstly, for their future relationships, they should make sure that they always hold a level of poise. As in, don't show too much weakness. Don't throw out all your cards on the table. Maintain a bit of composure, and also for the woman to like the man more than the man likes the woman. The woman has to respect the man and admire the man for the woman to stay with the man. If the man chases the woman more than the woman chases the man, then it's never going to work. That's the truth. And that's what I've noticed from my own past experiences. So the man's just got to be the man, and a woman has to look in a man in awe and admiration and be into him more than the man is into her. And that is what makes a healthy relationship. I believe that, because men, we are the superior beings to women in many ways. Not in every way. Don't get it twisted. Women are far more emotionally superior than men ever will be. There are roles and careers that men can never do that women excel at, like childcare and aged care and kindergarten teachers, nursing, so many things. But the core essence of it all is that a woman needs to see her man in a light, in a way that she just sees him as an amazing idol to herself, for the relationship to really be strong and come to fruition. If you don't have that, and the woman don't respect you, she's going to taunt you, she's going to test you, she's going to shit test you, and it's not going to end well. So there needs to be that level of respect and boundaries. A man needs to put boundaries on a woman. You know, it's okay to say women can put boundaries on men. Oh yeah, don't go out drinking, don't do this, or you know. But if a man puts boundaries on a woman, like I don't want you wearing this slutty dress when you go out, I don't want you posting bikini photos on Instagram because you're just making yourself seem accessible to other men when you're in a relationship. We're seen as the bad guys, but the reality is we just know what men are like.
It's a double standard, hey, bro.
We're all fucking savages, man. Like, we know what we're like. You know what you like. I know what I'm like. So we are just out there to try to obviously keep them and show the world that they're, you know, in a committed relationship. We don't want them to be seen as free, as a free market and as a free property that's up for sale. Because they're not up for sale. They've been sold. They've been bought, you know, and they're with their man, and that's how it should be. But women don't understand that because they think, oh, yeah, guys can just as easily pick up girls as we can pick up guys. No. A master key is a master key because it can unlock many locks. But a lock that can be unlocked by any key is a pretty fucking shitty lock. Any guy would struggle just to go up to girls and try, like, get a whole bunch of girls. But a girl, all she has to do is just say yes. And she'll have way more guys than a fucking Chad, 10 out of 10 successful guy could ever have. And that's the truth.
Yeah. 100%. 100%, bro.
Girls don't think that. They're like, oh, but you can get girls too. No, it's hard for men.
Oh, 100%, man. I don't think. I also think that a lot of women don't understand the amount of groundwork that's required to be attractive in the first place, and I think men must understand women to be able to attract women. You know, we have to understand female nature. We have to understand emotional intelligence and being that support system. You know, we should be that mountain for their emotional waves to crash into. We obviously have to build our physicality up. We have to understand, you know, how to protect and provide. You know, there's a lot of groundwork that goes up. And if you think about like planning a date, bro, you know, you have to obviously ask the girl out. You don't want to be too forward. You have to court them to a degree. You have to make sure that you're not coming across as too strong. You want to make sure that you're interested, but then don't give off that you're too interested. And I mean, there's a shit ton of fucking work to actually be able to plan and get a date.
I think a lot of it is also, I think Western women are just a lot more different to, like, say, you know, the more traditional countries or the Catholic countries or Southeast Asia and Brazil and South America, Latin countries. Western women, I don't know, it's just different. You know what I mean? And it's just a different dating world and strategy. You know, in South America, you can literally just go up to a girl and tell her you think she's pretty and you'd like to take her out for a coffee, and they'll be amazed and so happy to hear that. But here, you know, if I was single and if I went up to a woman and said, you're pretty, let's go for a coffee, no matter how good I look, how much money I have, how much status I have, a big part of her would, you know, feel like I'm a creep or try to shame me or try to say something like, oh my God, this guy just tried to tell me I'm pretty, like outside of the supermarket or in the gym. So guys are now more scared to approach women. You know what I mean? What's the point? If the girl's going to shit on them and try to like mock them and just be like, oh my God, you go girl, yes, queen. Like, why the fuck would guys go out there and put themselves out there for these low-quality trash women?
Yeah.
Overseas and find, like, a woman who cooks, who cleans, who's a bit more traditional, who's more sweet. Western women, they're not that sweet. They're more harsh and rough, you know? But you go to these, like, different countries and different areas of the world, and they're more sweeter and they're more nicer towards their men. I've seen it firsthand. I've traveled the whole world. I've been in 30, 40 countries. So, yeah, I think it's a Western thing as well.
Yeah, man. I think it also could be because of the Me Too movement. And I mean, the Me Too movement was a revolution. It needed to happen because it brought shame to predatory men, you know, like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. But I think what's happening,
which is deserve to be thrown away the key and let them rot in prison. That's awesome.
But it's backfired too.
Yeah, but look at Jared Haynes. Look at what happened to Jared Haynes. What the fuck? Like what? Okay, this famous footballer, you really think he's going to go to a girl's house and just fucking orally rape her in front of her mum in the house after a grand final? Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, this shit wouldn't have happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago. But now he's seen as a predator and a rapist, all because, you know, he didn't want to stay around afterwards and he wanted to leave.
Yeah. Well, look at the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, bro.
Exactly.
You know,
Example. Perfect example.
People are afraid, like guys are afraid, man, and it's scary. It's scary to actually go up and ask a woman out, and to, one, don't, because, men are afraid of being shamed on TikTok and blasted all over social media for their actions. So what would be some advice for a guy to ask a woman out in a non-predatory way? What would you think would be the best way to go about it?
Jeez, it'd be really hard these days, especially being like a lone wolf. This is why people need social circles and meet girls through mutual friends or people that know people, and that's normally how girls will get in with guys these days. Once there's that level of trust. But if you're just a single guy on your own, and this is why women are weird. Women need to see that a man is popular with lots of friends, and their friends know some of her friends, for this women to even feel comfortable talking to the man. If you go to a woman that you don't even know, it's seen as predatory and creepy. But if this girl knows people that you know, and you're with a whole bunch of mates that she's like seen out, or someone knows someone, then it's kind of like socially acceptable and okay. So I would say be in a situation where there's mutual friends or mutual people, you're in the same company, in the same workplace, at the same school, at the same sporting event, and then try to strike a conversation. Or, unfortunately, it just seems to be like social media is the place where you can kind of do it without being labelled a creep. This is why people don't in real life, they just do it all on social media. It all goes down in the DMs, brother. That's where it all goes down. Guys don't girls' photos on Instagram because they know they'll just look like a thirsty dude, you know what I mean? Guys don't even comment on girls' photos. You go on a famous influencer chick's photos, it's just 99% of comments from guys. Yes, queen, you go girl, slay. You know what I mean? And you might see one cunt or one simp. Oh my god, I would love to take you out on a date. And guys and girls laugh at guys like that. So guys aren't even commenting on chicks' photos anymore. And you know what I mean? Everyone's just trying their luck in the DMs. So I would say stick to social media, or stick to having some social group that may be connected to you and the girl that you're interested in. If you were to go cold approach, my best advice would be not to go in full hard straight away. If you see a girl that you like or you're attracted to, maybe just a smile initially, and it helps if you're like good looking. If you're like fucking fat and ugly, and you're smiling at a chick, you're labelled again a creep. But it's a compliment if you're like attractive to a girl. So it's all skewed. Men are destined to fail because women find 80% of men unattractive anyways.
Yeah, I've heard that stat, bro.
You know what I mean? Whereas most men find apparently 80% of women or more attractive. So we're more lenient towards looks than women are towards men, which is funny.
Yeah.
We're the more visual sex, So I would suggest, making eye contact, smiling, but keep it very subtle. And then let's say you see the same girl again at the gym a week later. Perhaps, now I'm going to sound like a creep. Perhaps you go up to her. I'm no good at this myself. I've just direct approached my whole life, and it's worked in my favor. But we're talking about the average guy here. We're not talking about no Chestbrah. It's a tough one. I would just go up and just be like, hey, what exercise are you doing? And then correct them on something if they're doing the exercise wrong. Or even just ask to jump in on the exercise with them, Just get them in your face so they're familiar with you. And then if you're at the gym again and you see them, just say hi. Don't say anything else. If you see them making eye contact with you on the way to the gym, in the gym, or leaving the gym, just say hi. And then a fourth instance, so like after you've seen them a few times and they've seen you and there's been no just going forward, then maybe a fourth or fifth time, just, I would go up and just compliment them. Be like, hey, I've seen you training, and I would make a joke out of it in a non-creepy way without sounding like a weirdo. Like, your physique is amazing. How long have you been training? Do you compete? You're from here, you look fucking sick, your quads are mad, I can tell you train super hard. And turn it from being sexual and trying to pick you up to just giving a compliment, genuinely just being in awe of this chick's physique and just giving her a mad compliment, and just walk away from that without expecting too much, without expecting anything at all. And then chances are, if she's interested, the next time she'll see you at the gym, she'll come up and she might say something. And if she doesn't, or if she shows no interest or no eye contact or no smiles, then I would just let it go, because girls are very big on showing the energy that they want if they're interested in a guy. They'll let the guy know that, even if it's subtle. So I would do it like that to play caution.
So what do you see? What do you see as a good quality woman? So someone that
let me first ask let me first ask you the question. I want to see what you think a good quality woman is.
A good quality woman for me, bro, is obviously femininity. That's huge. A woman that has emotional intelligence, and what I mean by emotional intelligence is she takes accountability in the good and the bad. She's able to work on herself. She's able to support the man.
Yep. Me,
She's able to support me. She's also able to help me through struggle, and this is where I think a lot of women don't really have that skill in being able to support a man through the downs. And I know that vulnerability gets thrown around on social media and stuff like that. And, never cry in front of your girlfriend, never open up to a woman because she'll use it and weaponize it and use it against you. I think with the right circumstances, I mean, if there's been a death in the family, maybe you might shed a tear. I know a lot of people say don't ever open up to your woman, but I think if a woman's emotionally mature, she'll be able to receive that and handle that in the correct way. But it is a double-edged sword, bro, because I know there's a shit ton of dudes online that have opened up to women and then it's been used against them and weaponized against them in a future argument. I can only think of one relationship where I've actually cried in front of my partner and she was okay with it. She actually loved me more for it. So that to me really and I think one of the greatest compliments you can give a woman is vulnerability. But unfortunately, I think there are a lot of women that don't know how to receive it. To me, that's a really good woman if she can take male vulnerability, because unfortunately, bro, look at men's suicide. It's higher in men than it is in women. Why the fuck are men more likely to kill themselves? This is a big fucking problem. And it's a double-edged sword, but yeah, I think that would be something I really appreciate in a partner. Now, I'm not saying like crying like a little bitch every day. It would be expressing vulnerability in a healthy way and saying, look, babe, I'm going through a bit of a tough time at the moment. All I want is just your support. I'm going to handle this, but I just need you to be there to support me and not put me down or shame me and then weaponize it against me. So that's the double-edged sword, I think. So that would be a really good high-quality woman. And then also someone that adds a lot of value in your life, someone that's able to assist you and able to help you throughout whether it be your business and things like that. It's the little things, bro. And also men want to feel appreciated. It's that saying.
We want to feel
love. Bro. Give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile. Just being that support system, that safe space for him to, men want peace, bro. We don't want to come home after a fucking hard day of bullshit that we've had to deal with in the workplace and then come home and now we have to argue with our chick. But to me, these are sort of qualities I look for in a woman. But what do you think, bro?
I think that was a really good answer. And I think to add to that answer, from a different perspective, I would also look for a woman that can provide value to my life. I have so many things in my life. I have money, I have success, I have status, I have a home, I have lots of assets, I have money in the bank. So for me, I would look for someone that adds value to my life. That's the most important. Someone that's not going to cause a headache for me and that's going to make things easier for me and more pleasant, because the man's experience and the man's journey is a difficult one through life. And all we want is just peace. We don't want to be like having a fucking fight or argue. So peace is probably the most important. Value adding. So many girls don't add value to a man's life. They just exist and they're just there, but they don't add any value. They don't support or help around the house, or they don't help around the relationship, or even with finances. I think women should also jump in with finances, and men shouldn't be paying for everything. That just makes breeds lazy women. And then just essentially don't want to work and do nothing. But then the problem is Western women then don't want to work and then don't want to do anything around the house. They'll do bare minimum. So I think value adding is important. I also think it's important for a man to choose wisely the amount of people her partner has been in, because it's a clear indicator of what kind of a woman she is. Now, this one's a very controversial topic, but you know what I mean? Like, who would want to be with a woman that's been like tag teamed by two guys? Like, truly, like any man with half a brain and half a head on his shoulders would not want to be with a woman that's been ran through by two guys or multiple guys at the same time. Or no decent man would want to be with a girl who's been with like 20, 30 plus men, because it just we see them in a different light, and that's the unfortunate thing. Girls think they lap up and enjoy the attention, but then they then categorize into the sex only zone. There's the sex only zone, and then there's the marriage zone. And there's women that men only have sex with, and then there's women that men want to marry. So them doing that is essentially just killing off huge potential of like good quality men who probably won't want to date them or marry them or take them seriously. So I would also recommend, just understanding your woman's past, and if it's something that coincides with your morals and values, then cool, it's going to work. But I would also tell men not to, if you're a man and you've only been with 3 girls and then you meet a woman and she's been with 10 guys, then you're not a perfect fit. The man should be with more partners than the woman, and it works better that way. You know what I mean? And you've got to match your morals and values. If it matches, then it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. If a woman's past makes a man feel uneasy or not at peace, then he should really consider if that woman is right for him. And if she's not, he should let her go quickly so she can find a man that is more suited for her past. Past. So that's a big one that we always got to be honest with ourselves, and it's like addressing the elephant in a room that not many men want to talk about or are too scared to talk about on the fear of being judged or being called misogynist. But, as women are allowed to have standards, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, big dick. But hell, if a man says tight vagina, smooth, skinny body, and low body count, we're seen as like bastards.
Yeah. Well said, Chesty. Well said, bro. Professor Scott Galloway, he said the most dangerous person in the world is a sad, broke, and alone man. And if you look at the mass shootings that happen in America, this phrase, toxic masculinity, sort of gets out of hand a little bit. And, I think society says that being masculine is wrong. And I think it's one of the most damaging things that's happened right now is this term toxic masculinity, because there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, bro. There's only toxic people. Do you think there is a crisis in masculinity and what society says and how men should behave?
I think it's an absolute crisis because, what happened to the days where we had stars to look up to like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sly Stallone, these people, like now these action stars and masculine men have been phased out of society. Now the masculine men in leading roles, they're like, look at the guy in the Gentleman, the new series on Netflix. If you Google him, he's got photos of him dressed in makeup in a bathtub looking all promiscuous, and that's like supposed to be the main masculine character, and that's on Netflix. So there's definitely an agenda, and they're trying to make everything more like gender neutral. Like, it's okay to be a bit feminine if you're a guy, and it's okay to be a bit masculine if you're a girl, but then these roles get lost in translations, and then shit just hits the fan, as we've all seen. So I think there's nothing wrong with being masculine, and I don't think there's such a thing as toxic masculinity. I really think we're arguing semantics, and it's just a word that's being made up to try shame men that love to train hard, look good, be masculine, work hard, and be a man's man. So, it's just semantics, and we can argue over semantics and words and what words mean, but toxic masculinity, 2 separate words combined into one phrase to try to shame men that are just being men, I think is pathetic and sad, and I think it has no place in society.
100%, bro. What do you think of Andrew Tate? I like him, bro. I think he's a really good person.
The message he's sending, I think his core values and his heart, I'm very good and intuitive on people, and I can just sense from his heart that he's a good man and he's trying to help people on the right message, and just because he says some things on camera that are a bit crazy and he got caught on it doesn't make him a misogynist or a bad person. Like, how many people have said, "Oh, fuck you, bitch," this, that? How many people have had dirty pillow talk and bed talk in bed with women? Does that make us like predators or like fucking bad men? No, almost every single guy has done it with women behind closed doors, But these are things that women just don't want to admit. A woman doesn't want to admit that she can't, like a lot of women like a strong, dominating man, or women don't like to admit that they like to be choked during sex in bed because it argues against the status quo, and they don't want to be seen as that because it's deemed as being slutty. But that's the reality. So, Mr. Tate over here gets caught out on a few things, saying a few things on a podcast. Does that make him a bad person? No. Most men are like that behind closed door. Most men say things like that. It's just how it is. People just
Yeah.
times, and those people that don't are fucking dorks. That's the god.
Yeah.
And I think his core message is solid, and I think he's a good man trying to spread a very good message. But I can see how a lot of the shit he was saying in the past may have been taken out of context completely and then victimized and weaponized and used against him to make him seem like the bad guy and that he hates women and all this stuff, which is really stupid, because if you watch his long format stuff, you can see like he's a voice and a powerful good.
Yeah. He understands, bro. He really understands the male experience and what it's like. And there's some profound messages he talks about in, being strong, being capable, embracing struggle and going through adversity, and understanding that pain can be converted into positive energy. And it reminds me a lot of you, bro. It reminds me on what you've done and to build yourself up into the man you are today. And what would be some advice for, say, someone that's in their 20s who's probably struggling with women? He doesn't really have the job right now. And this is something I wish I learnt as well, bro. When I was in my 20s, I didn't know I would be more appealing to the opposite sex in my 30s, because I understand the sexual marketplace. I understand that men peak. It's a slow peak. It's usually when they get to their 30s, whereas women hit their peak around 18 through to 20-something. But what would be some advice that you would give to a young guy, say 18, and is just right now thinking, what the fuck should I do?
I would tell him that it gets better.
Yeah.
I would tell him that it gets a lot better. And whilst an 18-year-old might have trouble mingling with 18, 19, 20-year-old girls, when he gets more value, it'll be a lot easier for him to talk to the girls that he's always wanted to talk to, and just to forget about these 18, 19, 20-year-old girls, because they're immature anyway, and they're probably going for like older men. They don't have to be in their 30s. They could be older men in their 20s who have more status and experience and have a higher sexual market value than, say, an 18-year-old fresh man onto the fucking scene who's just seen as a little fucking shrimp, Literally, it's just seen as a fucking worthless shrimp with no car, no money, living in mum and dad's home. There's just no sexual attraction to women, to that kind of man. It's really rare, like truly, especially today. So I would tell them that it gets better. I would tell them to learn and hone in on a skill or craft or a trade, launch a business, try to start something, and even if they don't do that, and if they're not good at that, just to get themselves in the in the workplace and build on that and find something that they're good at. And if not something that they're good at, something that they like. Sorry, switch that around. If not something that they like, something that they're good at, and just to work on it and nurture it. Because eventually, if you spend enough time working on a skill or a trade or a business or a job, you're going to advance and you're going to grow in that field. And you're going to get to a level where you're making good income, you're in a good place. So people that chop and change from lots of things never end up being successful. You'd rather be a master of one than a jack of all trades. No one wants a jack of all trades. If you're going to go to a dentist, you're not going to go to some basic dentist if you have, like, for example, gum problems and you have, like, gum problems. You're going to go to a periodontitis, dental surgeon who specializes in gum disease and gum problems. You're not going to go to your regular dentist. The same can be said in real life. Don't chop and change from industries and careers. Stay with something, build on it, and it will pay off. It will pay off. And when it pays off, you will be in a position where you're a bit older, a bit more knowledgeable, a bit more wise. You'll have more of a SMV for women, and you'll find yourself in a position where you can pick and choose which kind of girls you want, which is a really great place to be.
Yeah, and you know what too, Chester? You're a perfect example of this, bro, because there's a quote, I don't know if you know this, Frank Sinatra famously said, "Success is the best revenge." Now, a lot of people can sort of extrapolate from that and say, oh, that's a little bit, I don't know if it's the type of wording, but I think of it more as fuel. So we were talking about sexual market value, but look at what you've overcome, bro, and heartbreak and failure and things like that. You went through the grind, you went through failed relationships, and now you're at the fruit of the labor. You have opportunities all around you. So it's interesting. The byproduct of creating value in yourself and being a better version of yourself, you're obviously going to start to attract more healthier people. But how should we navigate with identifying what someone is, whether they be toxic or good for us?
I mean, a leopard can never really change its spots, can it? You just got to give that leopard enough time to get to know the leopard. So, same with people, you know. You see someone long enough for a certain period of time, they're going to show their true colors. So, I would say just to give it time and to really see a person's actions over their words, especially that in a female. So, girls can say a whole bunch of things. I'm this, but I'm wifey, but I cook, but I clean. But I don't start any fights. I'm chill. I'm like one of the boys. I'm totally cool. I like video games. Anyone can talk smack. It's fine. You have to watch the actions. So, and normally the red flags are there. You can pick up on the red flags.
The writing's on the wall.
Yeah, before you even dive into a relationship or a situationship with a woman. So you can look at things like, for example, if they talk negatively about their past relationships, that's a red flag. You know, if they blame everything on their exes for the reasons of the breakups, that's a red flag. If they're overly emotional in certain situations, that's also a red flag. If they're too distant, or if there's no father figure present in their life and no father or male role model, that's also a red flag. It indicates, perhaps not always, so I don't want anyone to just say, oh no, that's not the truth, I'm not promiscuous, but in most instances, absence of a father figure, strong male figure in the household, in the family unit, normally causes female promiscuity and women to do shit like OnlyFans and stuff like that. So these are things that I would look for: the family, is there a male figure present, and all those other things I mentioned. And just really be aware of the red flags and don't ignore them. And if you see them and there's a few of them, then just don't even bother meddling into this person. Just move along and on to the next.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. Yeah. You and your brother, bro, you were such an inspiration in my life back in 2011 and even earlier than that, and the impact that both of you guys had. And I posted something on Instagram a while back, and I'll just read it out to you, bro. I said, in the end, we all become memories and stories. Our lives are made up of countless moments that shape who we are and how we are remembered. When we leave this world, what remains are the memories we've created and the stories that are shared about us. It is in these memories and stories that our legacy lives on, whether it's through acts of kindness, accomplishments, or the relationships we build. Our legacy is the mark we leave on the world. People will remember you not just for what you have achieved, but for the way you made them feel. It is the impact you had on others that resonates long after you are gone. By living a life filled with compassion, empathy, and love, you can leave a legacy that touches hearts and inspires others to do the same. Chestbrah, how do you want people to remember you, bro? And what is the legacy you want to leave on the world?
Damn.
Deep, eh, bro?
That's very deep, damn. I want people to remember me as a man who never gave up, as a man who lost everything and who had every situation to prove that he would fail and lose and not succeed. I want everyone to see me as a beacon of hope, as a beacon of strength, as a beacon of hard work, perseverance, tenacity, and grit. I want people to see
Love
me
that.
as a man who never fucking gave up, as a man who was never defined by the moment of losing his most important person in his life. I want people to see that I was a fucking warrior through thick and thin right till the end, and I kept fucking pushing, and I never threw in the towel, and I never fucking played sorry for myself, and I never let myself, stop myself from living and doing what I wanted to do. And I want people to see that side of me and the inspirational side of me in just fucking being strong and strong-willed and just pushing forward and still living and still accomplishing and still reaching milestones and benchmarks and achievements and, everything that I've achieved, pro cards, businesses, financial freedom, yada, yada, yada. I want people to see me as a beacon of fucking hope. As Aziz's legacy left behind saw him as a man who inspired people to get into the gym. I want to be remembered as a man who inspired people to stay in the gym. As I age, as I grow older, as a man who inspires the masses to stay in the gym for the right reasons and to turn their life around from adversity, pain, trauma, drugs, abuse, bullies, and just bad things that have come in their life, and to turn that into something positive through the realm and the definition of fitness and health and bodybuilding. And I want people to see me as the fun, cool, smart, charismatic guy that I am, and a force for good in this world, and a messenger for the legacy also that my brother left behind, as well as my own.
Fuck, man. That goosebumps, bro. Again, dude, goosebumps. Fucking, yeah. Well said, bro. Yeah, it's interesting. Sorry? Yeah.
My legacy's only just been written. I'm 38 years old, and I have so much more time to fucking solidify my name. I have so much more time. I have the whole life ahead of me to really fucking make huge strides and moves. I'm only just getting started, dude. This is just the beginning.
It's amazing, dude. Yeah, and it's infectious too, man. Like just listening to you as well. As I said, bro, I want to go hit the gym after this conversation. Yeah, who needs pre-workout, bro? I don't need fucking pre-workout now. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, you really hit the nail on the head, bro. That it's who you hang around and the content that you listen and the people that you listen to and what you watch. You absolutely nailed it, bro.
If you surround yourself with shit, bro, most likely you're going to become shit. So surround yourself with good people, like-minded people, and you are the token of the 5 people closest around you. If all your 5 people and friends around you are hustlers, entrepreneurs, and hardworking G's, guess what? You're going to be the 6th person who becomes just like that. So that would be my parting message to everyone. Is, just work
Who's been some influential role models in your life, bro? Who has been, like, whether it be bodybuilding coaches or, who's been really the back burner on a lot of your success? I know it's all you, bro, but can you think of any people that have helped you along the way?
I'm really glad that you picked up on the fact that it's mostly me. I've been, as weird as it sounds, I've been inspired through my own adversity and pain to just become a better man. But there's definitely been people along the way in the corner, in the corner of, behind the scenes that have been helping me with my training, coaching me. So coaches, PTs. I haven't had any mentors, unfortunately. I don't know any older guys that I've kind of like really listened to, aside from my coaches, who know a little bit more about training and nutrition. So I would say those people have helped to change my perspective and have given me more motivation to do the things that I'm good at doing, to do them even better. And aside from that, no one really, bro. I got to be honest. I'm mostly inspired through my life and how far I've come. Like, I know that sounds narcissistic, but I am my biggest supporter. I think I've done incredible.
Yeah.
I'm proud of how far I've come, and I don't look to anyone, and I'm never jealous of anyone's achievements or successes. And I think that's something I've always had as a powerful feature of me. Like, even if someone's got something that I want, I will take inspiration from that and learn to adapt it to my own life. I'll never look at it in a place of like jealousy, ever.
Yeah.
I'm just very certain in who I am in this world, bro, and what I have to offer. And yeah, unfortunately, growing up, I didn't have many male role models, which is why I had to learn everything on my own. These young kids are so lucky; they've got all that disposal on the internet and on social media, so they're very blessed in that regard.
Yeah, bro. And Chesty, what are you currently working on the moment, bro? What's happening with you with business and life, and obviously you've got your competition coming up, bro.
Yep. So I've got my IFBB debut in men's physique at the end of this year, the start of next year. I'm launching my own pre-workout. It's called FWARK, and that's coming out.
Oh.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, fuck yeah! I like the sound of that, bro. I'll be the first one to buy it.
Hey, mate, you don't have to buy it. I'll send you a tub for free, man. You're a gentleman. But I have that on the works. So the pre-workout, the comp at the end of this year, IFBB, and there's a few other things, but I actually can't say it as I'm bound by contract. But let's just say the story is about to get a whole lot bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And how do you find podcasting? Do you enjoy the podcast sort of?
You can tell, it comes naturally to me. I love talking. I love like-minded people. I really enjoy. This is the 3rd one I've done this week.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it, man, and it's probably possibly leading me up to having my own podcast studio in the future and getting guests on my show, probably somewhere down the line in a few years' time. But for now, I just like to be guests on people's, let people hear me speak and talk. A lot of people haven't really heard me speak too much, especially in long format videos and what I'm all about. And even watching back and looking back at the Fresh and Fit podcast, when I saw everyone's responses in the comments of people like, "Oh wow, I didn't realize you're so articulate and well spoken," and so
You are, bro. You are very articulate in how
yeah,
you present yourself, bro.
yeah. So
Yeah.
people were shocked, and it made me laugh because I'm like, "Shit, man! These guys have been following the Chestbrah persona for so long that they must think I'm like this bodybuilding fucking icon, godlike."
Yeah.
Fucking, but really, like, I'm a smart fucking geeky nerd. Like, I'm very smart, and I'm a nerd, bro. I'm like, for those who know me, can probably tell you can probably pick up like this guy's a bit of a, it's a bit of a perfectionist and a hard worker. So I've got that, I've got that instinct in me, and yeah, it was nice to see in the podcasts people picking that up about my character and personality, and giving it praise. So, and it also blew my mind that people didn't really know what I was like until I started doing the long format videos and the podcasts. So I was like, shit, I've got to do more of these because obviously it's not my physique that shines anymore. It's more my personality and way of speaking.
Yeah.
I will keep doing more of them, my friend.
Yeah, bro. I really enjoyed that podcast when you were on Fresh and Fit.
It was good.
It was really good, bro. It was really good. It was nice to actually see the boys get you on because there was some golden nuggets in there, some interesting lessons, and I really enjoyed it, bro. But how was that experience for you?
Dude, it was amazing, man. I had a lot of fun with the boys, with Myron and both Fresh and the Fit boys. Afterwards, we went out for dinner. So we went out with Sneeko, Myron, and the other one, Fit, Fresh and Fit, and Sneeko. I keep getting the names confused.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just hanged out a little bit. They're exactly the same guys as they are on and off camera. Good guys. Had a lot in common with Fresh. He's a cool dude. And Fit is a really cool dude too. Had a lot in common with Myron himself. He's just a straight up guy. What you see is what you get. Had a lot of good conversations with him about just dating and females and business and work. And yeah, man, I had a little chat to him as well about potentially linking up with Andrew if he ever comes down to Miami to get me on a podcast in with him, because I think people like to compare me and Aziz as the original male influencers pushing men for good to do good things, and that Andrew and Tristan are like seen as like the new age Aziz and Chestbrah.
You know what, bro? It's interesting you said that. You really do remind me of the Tape Boys. You remind me of Andrew and Tristan and what you guys are doing. Yeah, it's very interesting you said that.
I've heard that before, so I think it'd be cool to have us like on a podcast, all 3 or 4 of us. Perhaps in the future, you never know. But yeah,
bro, that'd be sick.
That experience in itself was pretty cool, and I had a great time with the boys. Invited me on the show, and we had a really good chat about a lot of things. And I gained lots of wisdom and experience on and off camera from that whole thing. So it was great. I really did.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So how many countries did you say you've been to?
Probably over 30 now.
30 countries. Wow. Yeah. And where else would you like to go, bro?
Well, I'm going to Japan in 2 weeks' time.
First time?
Yeah, first time in Japan. I just came back from Turkey 2 weeks ago. Before that, 2 months ago, I was in Bali. So I've got Japan, and then after Japan, some more dream destinations. I haven't yet been to Africa or any countries in Africa. So that's on my to-do list, is to visit that continent. And also another dream destination. I haven't been to Greece. I would love to visit Greece. I've done almost everywhere in Europe. I've done Spain, Italy, France, Denmark, Ibiza, Holland, UK, Scotland. I've been sitting here right all the places, but I've gone forever. I've been to Russia. Where else have I been? Canada, America, Brazil, New Zealand, Mexico, Thailand, Singapore, Dubai. So I think the only place left for me to go is Africa, to visit the African continent.
Yeah.
Maybe South Africa, do a desert safari or something like that. And that's it, bro. The places that I keep going back to. I'd love to visit and I don't know if I can, but I'm like absolutely obsessed with North Korea. I'm absolutely.
Really?
I would love to visit North Korea. I'm a Russian citizen with a Russian
Yeah.
passport, so technically I could. Russia are allies with North Korea, so technically I could get a visit to North Korea. That's like a dream of mine, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm too famous to go there. I feel like they'll kidnap me or something. So until I'm like
Yeah.
on my dying bed, I won't go there. But it'd be cool to visit. I might go.
Yeah.
To,
What?
I might go to South Korea and visit
Yeah.
DMZ, the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, the border. Apparently, it's the most militarized border in the whole world, so that would be super interesting. I'm really big on culture and experiences, and just completely encapsulating myself in different cultures and experiences. I've lived in India as well for 2 months, and
Oh, true. How was that, bro?
quite the experience. I was like literally in the suburbs, living in Mumbai. Also, I saw the Taj Mahal in Agra, and went to Goa, which is like it's like an Indian Ibiza. It's called Goa. It's an island off India. It's fucking amazing, man. But Mumbai was really interesting, bro. Really, really interesting. It was very, very good. I had a good time, actually. Everyone speaks English, which is mad. And yeah, I literally was living in a house with my one of my sponsors who flew me over for a fitness expo at the time. I brought my brand Sergeyevich Fitness to India at one of the fitness expos there and selling my clothing. And then I stayed for another 6 weeks afterwards at the sponsor's house. Took cold showers every day with just fucking bucket water and just immersed myself into the Indian culture and being there and being present. It was quite the experience. I love it. I love experiencing culture and I love traveling.
Yeah. Have you ever done the ice baths, bro?
No, but I want to buy one very soon, the portable ones. How do they work? Do they have a tube in there where you just connect your hose and put water?
Yeah, so you get obviously the high tech ones, which is fucking freezing, but the ones that I've done is just a shit ton of ice. But then I've got a mate of mine who is also a martial artist as well, and he sort of customized his, and he has like a vortex which circulates the water. It makes it a lot colder. It's interesting, bro, because I think
Really good for recovery, but I wouldn't do it post training because inflammation response is necessary to grow muscle.
for hypertrophy,
Yeah,
yeah.
hypertrophy. But for a fighter like you need the recovery. You're not looking to grow muscle. Plus, you're already a big boy, so for you, you can afford to have a bit of that hypertrophy for more of the benefits of recovery, which is
Yeah. You know what's interesting, Chesty, is this term voluntary adversity. As weird as it sounds, like jumping into the ice bath, it fucking sucks, right? It really does. It's the same thing with doing a grueling leg session. Like 80% of the time, I never fucking feel like training, but I know as soon as I get in there, I get the work done. I feel so much fucking better, bro.
How long?
Would you agree with that?
How long can you survive in an ice bath?
I did it for 10 minutes, bro. So I built up to it. So I've done, I think, 3 or 4 ice baths. So initially, like,
What did you first start off? Probably only like 30 seconds or a minute or something.
I was in there for about 3 minutes. Yeah. But it's interesting, bro, because when you're in there, right, you can't be thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about your dickhead boss giving you a hard time at work or relationship stress or financial stress. You're literally in the moment, bro. You're thinking, oh shit, I feel like I'm going to fucking die. But you're in there, bro. Your mind can't be in two places. It's a bit of a mindfulness activity. Yeah, bro, I think it's one of the best things that I think people can do is put themselves in uncomfortable positions. And
I do that currently with a sauna and the cold showers, and I do sauna daily for 20, 30 minutes for the anti-aging benefits, skin and regenerative health, better sleep, and just healing of the muscles after training, and the growth hormone response from heat exposure and heat therapy. But I also do the cold showers, but I am looking to get a cold plunge and do it once a week on my off days where I'm not training to reduce inflammation. But just not during the week after training because, yeah, you need that information there. So
yeah,
this is all
100%, bro.
You need to have knowledge to know how to like use these things and utilize them to your potential, you know?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Brother, it's been an absolute honor sitting down and chatting to you, bro. As I said, man,
I actually really enjoyed it. This is one of the better podcasts, I must say, that I've done in the last month or two. It's not.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's coming from you, bro. That means a lot, man.
Not. I did a few recently that weren't like they were very basic, and I was just kind of like having a laugh the whole podcast. This one was really good, man, and I think people are really enjoy this kind of content.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it didn't sort of pull on too many heartstrings, bro.
No, bro, you were very respectable, and you were very thorough, and you were a proper professional, man. It didn't pull on any heartstrings. It was really good, and I think people are going to value the content.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Is it going to be long format, and then you're going to obviously have the long format out, and then you're going to have like clips, cut and paste of like certain parts, eh?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, yeah. I'll send you some of the content too, and then I'll just upload it and edit it. And
I'll be uploading it myself. I'll like tag you in and that, and just we'll share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. How long did we go for actually?
Well over an hour and a half, bro.
1 hour 47 minutes. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Time flies, bro. Time flies.
I've done once like 3 hours, and it's like nothing.
Yeah, dude. It's been an absolute honor, man. You're a remarkable person, and what you've achieved and what you've overcome, you're a fucking inspiration to so many people. Massive fan of you, bro, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your day, bro.
No, it was an absolute pleasure, bro. And again, thanks for having me on. Thanks for reaching out. And I look forward to maintaining a friendship and communication with you from here on after.
100%, bro. I'd love to do a leg session with you one day.
Yeah, maybe one time I can come up to Brisbane because I'm always traveling, and you can run me through the jiu-jitsu, and I can maybe take you through one of my leg sessions. I think you'll survive.
Bro,
you're a tough guy.
You would love jiu-jitsu, man. You would love it.
I have natural wrestling abilities, bro. I used to wrestle when I was like in high school a little bit.
Yeah.
Extracurricular, so it's in there, bro. It's in there. It just needs to be.
You'd love it, bro. Yeah, you would absolutely love it.
We'll see each other. Yeah, but keep in touch. And,
Will do, bro.
Just keep me in the loop with all the content, and until next time, my friend.
Will do, brother. Thank you so much, Chesty.
Thank you, brother. I'll chat to you shortly, okay?
Sweet, bro.
Easy, G. Have a good